Hey Soapy friends, this is Kevin here with Divinely Designed. Hey everybody. Okay, so today this is going to be a short portion, I hope, of a longer video. I'm coming up on my 1-year soaping anniversary, and so I thought I wanted to make sort of a kind of artsy soap. I haven't really been doing a lot of kind of artistic soaps lately. I haven't been soaping very much at all, actually. I've been traveling so much for work. I just have been super busy. So anyway, so this will be a first part, and what the soap is supposed to look like. I'm going to use the Brambleberry square silicone mold. So I'm going to have smallish square soaps, and into that I'm going to put an embed. And what I'm going to do for an embed is this little doohickey here. I actually got this from Hobby Lobby. One good thing about traveling a lot, we don't have Hobby Lobbies here in Pennsylvania, but I've been traveling and was able to visit a Hobby Lobby, so I found this. This is actually in the cooking aisle, and it's for making fondant. So if you can see, it's sort of like a cookie cutter, but it's got a press to it, so you can actually press things out, and then on the inside it's got a raised design. So the hope is, into a soap flat slab, I will use this like a cookie cutter, which will then make those pretty marks, and then I will push it out so it will give me an embed, this kind of fancy shape with this really lovely pattern on it. And this actually comes with a different pattern too. This one is a recessed pattern. This one is embossed, or I guess upwards, right? So I'm going to use this one when the soap is done. Today I'm doing the white slab portion, just like a tray. So I have a tray. I just put some plastic wrap on it, and I'm just going to make some and pour a flat layer of soap. There's no fragrance in this soap. I want to keep it very white. I was originally going to use some goat's milk, but because I want to keep it super white, I'm doing nothing. It's just my normal recipe with full water and some titanium dioxide from Brambleberry. That's it. So let's go over the recipe itself, though. So here I have 33.3% olive oil, 20.8% coconut oil, 76 degree, 16.7% cocoa butter, 16.7% shea butter, and 12.5 castor oil, 12.5% castor oil. And then I actually master batch my lye at a 50% solution. So right here I have 108 grams of a 50% lye water mixture. So that would have been 54 grams of lye and 54 grams of water. But I'm going to do this full water, so like if you were going to use soap calc and you didn't change the water percentage, it starts out at 38%. So that's what I'm going to go. So to my 50% lye solution, I'm going to add 96 grams of water. Okay? So that will bring it to sort of a full water stance. Okay. And like I said, the only other thing I'm using is titanium dioxide from Brambleberry for this part. So, here we go. Just slosh that around a little bit. I think I'm just going to add my titanium dioxide right now. I added a good... Now my titanium dioxide is water soluble. It's from Brambleberry, and it's pre-mixed in some water. And I just added a good slurp of it. I don't usually measure my titanium dioxide. I just put it in. Those are my cats going crazy in the other room. What are you doing, kitty? Psst, psst, psst. Oh, my cats are going crazy. Okay. So that's it. All right, I'm going to pour this over here. So I just want a nice, not quite a ½ inch thick layer of soap, and I'm just sort of letting it self-level. Whoops. This is getting on my nerves now. Okay. All right. And just scrape out the rest here. Okay. Thanks. All right. So all I'm looking for is a nice, flat, smooth slab of white soap. Okay, so that's it for this portion. This is going to go in the fridge and sit overnight until it's all nice and firm, and then the next portion of the video will be cutting my embeds out. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, everyone, as you can see, I'm sort of in the process of cutting these out now. I let this slab of white sit in the fridge overnight, and then I took it out and I let it sit until it's actually been 48 hours. I've let it sit. At 24 hours, I was thinking about cutting it, but because I think I had this in that tray, or maybe just because it was curing, it started to like curl, like the end started to curl up a little bit. So I took my tray, put it on top of it, and then weighted it down for another 24 hours so I could get a nice, smooth, even slab. And I've been using my cutter, and you can see I've cut out a bunch, but I thought I would sort of show you the detail on how it's happening. So this is the cutter I have again. And so it's like a cookie cutter, so you just push down nice and firmly. But it also has the imprint thing, so what I've been doing is pressing down on the plunger and kind of wiggling a little bit back and forth. And then pull up the cookie cutter with giving it a little bit of a wiggle. Now, you can see a bunch of them stuck in. This one came out, so you can see it's sort of there. So I'm going to, I don't know if I can get this on camera, push up, and then I just take that off. And there's my nicely imprinted. Now, over here, this imprint didn't get quite as good, so I may put it back in and try to do it again, but it's not bad. I think I'm going to let them sit out for at least 24 hours to sort of firm up a little bit. It's not wet really, but it's a little bit moist. So I think resting for another 24 hours will do it good. Okay, so that's it. So then stay tuned. The next one we'll be adding these little designs to another soap. Okay. Hey soapy folks, this is Kevin here with Divinely Designed. Hello. And we're continuing to make this sort of fancy soap with embeds. Alright, so I have my embeds that I cut out and I let them sit, and hopefully you can see some of the detail. They came in pretty good. Now I need 12 of them for my mold, but I made 16 and I just chose the best 12 that had nice, good impressions on them. And I'll be using them in the Brambleberry square silicone mold, which I've used before, and I really like this mold. And so they will, just grab one of them here. let's see, they don't fit this way. They'll fit sort of right across the soap itself and sort of be an embed. Okay. All right, so I have to pour the soap itself. So let's go over the recipe. I have a total of 950 grams of oils and butters here. My combination is 33.3% olive oil pomace, 20.8% coconut oil 76 degree, 16.67% cocoa butter, 16.67% shea butter, and 12.5% castor oil. I also have, I'm soaping with like full water, so this is 38% water. My lye total was 129 grams of lye, and my water total was 361 grams of water. I'm going to be fragrancing this with a combination of essential oils that I mixed up. So I have clary sage, Ylang Ylang. There's 15 grams of each of those, and then 5 grams of clove bud. The clove bud is from New Direction Aromatics. The clary sage and the Ylang Ylang I got from a co-op, so I'm actually not sure of the manufacturer of those. It smells very nice. It's very floral. The Ylang Ylang is very floral. The sage and the clove add a nice mellow base to it. I'm going to be also adding, I have 10 grams of sodium lactate. I don't normally add sodium lactate. It provides hardness to the bar, and I find my bars are hard enough. But since I'm adding these embeds, and the embeds have been kind of out for about 24 hours, I don't know, I'm just feeling like the sodium lactate might help a little bit with the embed sort of sticking in place. I'm going to be coloring the soap really just sort of a bright neon limey green. So for that I am using neon green from TKB Trading, as mixed with a little bit of the neon yellow from TKB Trading. So it's about 3/4 of a teaspoon of green to about 1/4 of a teaspoon of yellow. That's about the ratio. I think I'm going to be using some bright pink as well, so I have some neon pink from TKB Trading, also mixed in some oil. And then I'm hoping to do some piping in black, so I have Blackest Black from TKB Trading that's already pre-mixed in some water. And I'm about to run out of this, and I'm very sad because they don't offer this anymore. There's a new formulation they have, which I forget the name of, but they recommend it on their site as a replacement to Blackest Black. But Blackest Black gives a really good black color. Okay, so I have some piping, a piping bag with a number 1 round Wilton tip. It's a super small tip. I think that's it. So let's get going. Okay. I'm going to add the sodium lactate first. And then, so I don't forget, I'm going to do my fragrance oils right away. I'm soaping full water, so I'm hoping I will have enough time to sort of play with this. I'm not doing super complicated colors. The main batch is really just going to be one color, but I'm doing some other things that you'll see along the way. All right, here goes the lye and water. Oh, my temperatures. My oils were right around 90, and my lye water was right around 95. Okay. All right, let's get this mixing. Now, as soon as this gets emulsified, that's really all I'm going for. Not even really looking for trace specifically. Although it looks like I'm already at a light trace. Okay, I think that's good. Alright, the majority of this is just going to stay right in here, but I'm going to pour off a little into this shallow bowl, and you'll see why in a second. This is going to be for the pink, not much. A little bit more than that. And then I'm going to pour off a little bit for black. Again, I don't need a whole lot. Oops, that's probably more than I need. Okay. Alright, I'm going to set those aside. In goes my green. Now, I pre-mixed my colors in some oil, which I removed from the whole batch. I didn't add extra oil. I just took some oils out, and that's why I want to add them all back in also. Okay. Okay, beautiful, and I have just the beginning of trace, perfect. And that is exactly the kind of green I want, a very kind of light neon green, chartreusey kind of color. Okay. Now, since I want to do some piping, I actually am probably going to have to wait a little bit for the black, because this is, again, I used a full water. I think I even actually threw in like an extra little splash of water. Oh, and let me get a thing. One tip I will tell you is, if you're using this mold, which I really like, the Brambleberry square silicone mold, it makes really nice bars that are easy to get out. But it's difficult to handle when you have it all full. So I put mine on a cookie sheet, and that way it's super easy to handle. So, okay, so I'm just going to kind of evenly add in here. Now, I'm not going all the way to the top. One, because I want to make sure I have enough soap batter, but two, those embeds are going to, add to the volume of the soap here. So I'm going, maybe a 1/4 inch away from the top. And I'll fill in as I have soap available. Ooh, I hope I have enough. I may not have enough here. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely don't have enough for that last full one. That's okay. I'll make 11 bars. And that's probably because, when I pulled some out for the pink and the black, and I wasn't really planning on doing the pink. Okay, so let me just get the last little bits out here. I was trying to make sure I wasn't going to have a lot of extra soap, so I was trying to be, kind of, I guess, precise in the amount, but I think I was a little overzealous in compensating for how much I would have left over. Okay, so that's good. Alright, so let me just put these aside for a second. And then I'm going to add the pink to this soap. I'm going to clean off my spatula. Oh, I'm probably off camera here, sorry. Okay. All right, and let me just mix this up. And I'm gonna let that go to the side for a second. Okay. I'm just going to put this aside 1 second. You'll see what I'm doing at that and just a little bit here. All right, and then my black. Again, just going to mix it up here with my spatula. Now I'm gonna pipe the black. This is kind of a dark gray right now, so I'm gonna add a little bit more black here. Okay. Okay. So now again, I have a lot of water in here, so this is staying really thin. It's starting to get there, but I definitely need this to be a lot thicker. I'm just starting to get to a good trace now. But I definitely need this to be a lot thicker and to pipe it, certainly. So this is just going to sit to the side. And in fact, I want these to be a little bit thicker too, because I don't want my embeds sinking to the bottom. So I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to give it just a few minutes to thicken up, and then we'll be right back. So stay tuned. Hey folks, here's the sort of finale. I started to unmold them, but they're very soft because of the extra water. But so I'm gonna let them sit for probably a day or two. But I thought I would sort of finish filming this, so you can kind of see that, you know, the piping. You know, some of it actually came out okay. I think, you know, piping is a skill, and I've done baking before, but I am not a good piper, I would say, at all. But you can see some of the writing came out almost okay. You know, I mean, I think as an experiment, it's sort of a fail. But, you know, I mean, the soap will still get used by me and my mom probably, but it smells really good. Most of it is the Ylang Ylang I smell, which is very sort of floral, but it has sort of a medicinal quality to it also. I kept a couple of them, you know, just blank, and they came out pretty. I mean, I like the design in general. I think if I were to practice this a little bit more and refine the technique, I think, you know, could end up with a kind of cool bar. You could actually pour the soap, put in the embed, let it sit, and then do the piping much later. So I may do more with this technique later on, but I thought I would just sort of post the final piece of it right now. So that's it. Okay, check back for more soap, bath, and beauty related videos here on Divinely Designed. Thanks. Bye.